Signs of tolerance. Some indicators can be used as both tools of assessment and the basis of designing goals for learning tolerance. Educational programs must be directed to integrate these indicators. Language indicator. A tolerant society or social group is the one whose language lacks racial, ethnic, and gender epithets. In addition, in reporting on certain events or people, the media refrain from using words or expressions that show prejudiced, biased, offensive, and demeaning attitude. If that particular country has national minorities, then the preservation and development of minority languages is encouraged. Legal equality indicator. In a tolerant society, there is legal equality between all members of the society. Each member of the society has access to social benefits, as well as an opportunity to participate in the government or public activities regardless of his or her sex, race, nationality, religion, social class, etc. Legal equality means that the rights and responsibilities, as well as social freedoms of every member of the society are equal. As an indicator of tolerance, legal equality also means equal degree of responsibility before the law for all persons, regardless their factual differences, such as the color of their skin, the language, etc. Legal equality also excludes any special privileges and advantages accorded by the law to the parties of legal disputes. Social indicator. In a tolerant society, social relations are based on mutual respect for public accord, assistance, and human dignity. In a tolerant society, the minimal social requirements of all members must be met in order to prevent any social proprietary polarization. If the person does not have an apartment or is hungry, it is very difficult to demand tolerance from him or her. Such a person would be more likely to follow the survival instinct rather than universal values and sacred commandments. Political indicator. The society is tolerant if its political ideologies do not advocate violence, whereas political processes are always of a constructive and democratic nature. In making decisions, the political majority takes the minority's opinion into consideration. For that purpose, the law in democratic countries formulates the rights of political minorities. National minority status indicator. In a tolerant society, conditions are created to assure that the cultural integrity and languages of national minorities are preserved. There is a climate of respect for national dignity and rights. A virtuous and tolerant dominant nation is the one that helps smaller nations preserve their language and culture. In a culture of tolerance, the ethnic, linguistic, and cultural peculiarities of various peoples, as well as the color of their skin, cannot become sources of social clashes and conflicts. Religious indicator. Intolerance is most commonly developed on religious grounds. The reason is the belligerent attitude of some religions and beliefs towards representatives of other religions. In a tolerant society, all people have equal rights regardless of their attitude to religion. Any infringement on the rights of citizens on the basis of their religion, as well as religious violence and hatred, are forbidden. In a tolerant society, religious or atheist organizations are separate from the state. Not only the state, but also the state educational systems are of a secular nature. The culture of a tolerant society provides that all religions and religious organizations are equal before the law, whereas all religions advocating violence, intolerance, and other inhuman values are banned. Dialogue indicator. A society is tolerant when all social problems are settled on the basis of participation and dialogue of all members, social, cultural, religious, and political groups of the society. A tolerant society develops a common strategy for each situation by taking all the existing points of view into consideration. Being a constructive worldview, tolerance gives diverse groups an opportunity to see not only the circumstances and factors that make them different, but also the common interests that bridge them together. For instance, completely different cultures and cultural traditions are in contact with each other in the modern world. The humanity must learn to engage in a cultural dialogue. No one must think his or her culture as absolute. All people must be raised in the spirit of cultural tolerance and respect for diverse cultures.